Hello and welcome. I am the Sterling and today we'll be playing City Skylines 2. And my word, have I been looking forward to playing this game. In this series I'm going to be fumbling around, learning the new mechanics and just having a bit of fun. And maybe, hopefully building a city that doesn't look like a total dog's breakfast. So grab a cold one and let's get started. We will be using the Barrier Island map because of the big sweeping coastlines it has, and generally be taking inspiration from what I know. You see, being Australian, we are a very coastal nation, never really being too far from the beach. But then again, the same could be said about snakes and spiders. We're never really too far from them either. First of all, the settings. I'm going to be using left-hand traffic, obviously, and natural disasters on. I'm not going to be unlocking everything because I want to unlock things as we go along through the different tiers, and I'm not going to be playing with the unlimited money on. So let's name the city. I'm thinking Sisyphean. Sisyphean. Wow, I must really hate myself calling the city Sisyphean. It's alright saying it now, but later on when I'm trying to describe districts, it's going to be really hard for me to turn around and be like, oh hey, this is Central South Sisyphean. Bloody hell, I sound like a snake. Okay, let's start the game. Loading in. Perfect. Now, straight off, I've paused. We've got to get through the first tier. Because, as you can see down here, this is where I want to build. Now, at first, there's not really much reason for people to want to move here. Not much work, nothing really too exciting going on yet. So I envision people would move here for the beach life. Cheap house and land by the beach. I imagine that would attract a lot of retirees, little small business owners, holiday homes, things like that, you know? And so over here, when I was having a look, it's not really where you'd want to be building housing. You know, to me that seems more industrial or more of a city coastline. It's not beach life. So I'm looking over here. This part of the coast here, I reckon will be perfect for all our houses and for small commercial and things like that. I can just imagine a nice big highway with little homes and everything all branching off it, and then beaches and things like that. But problem is, it's locked. So I'm going to have to build here first. I'm going to have to build industry. Try and keep it small. I don't want to go over the top yet because I would like to very slowly build. I feel that's a little bit more realistic, you know, rather than just throwing everything down. I don't feel that's how a city would grow. I feel a city would be more, people would move here for a purpose, and then that would grow on top of that purpose as children start growing and there's more housing and etc, etc. So first up, I'm going to get rid of this road because, once again, don't see purpose. And there's a little house here. Get rid of that. Bang. Okay. Now moving on. I'm thinking, looking at it, as you can see, the wind's blowing this way. Right? The housing will all be down on that coast. Residential and everything will be down here. So if we start building our industry here, industrial here, it will pollute that way, which is good. Now later on, if I start building residential here, we might be able to repurpose this area and move the industrial somewhere else. That's a very common thing I've seen here in Australia, is they'll take an area that once upon a time was industrial and it becomes a niche little sort of residential area. So it's not very uncommon. But for the moment, this is where I'm thinking about building the industry. But I also want to build electricity, and I'm going to be using a wind turbine. Now, when I've had a look around the map, as you can see, the best place is over in this corner, and it's not that great. So out of 5 megawatt, I can only get 2.5 on this map that I've seen in this little square so far. But still better than nothing. So I'm just going to pop that down here. Done. So now we have electricity. I'm also going to want to be selling off the excess I have, which won't be much. And I'll also be wanting to maybe import, just in case that wind turbine just doesn't quite cut the amount that I need. So to import, I'm going to have to build a transformer station and connect it to the outside connection here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing down some roads for the industry and take it from there. Now I'll put down the transformer in this little area, maybe about here. And then I've got to connect the transformer to the power line. So I'll click from I need a big power line. You've got the electric cables, big power lines. Under all the streets, we also have power lines, and we also have water and sewage pipes, except for bridges and certain highways and such. Now, when I'm running the highway, I'm going to want the highway to come in through here somewhere. See? Through there. So what I'm thinking I might do is actually just come straight off here like that and head straight down that direction. Fantastic. So we're sort of veering, but I don't like that turn. That's a horrible looking turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that up a bit. All right. So there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to simple curve. I'll come up. So about there. And then curve it in. So that gives it a smoother turn for the highway. Now connect this. Like so. Done. Okay, now gonna need to think about water, so I'm gonna want to suck water up from maybe somewhere around here. I'm thinking maybe fresh water from over this side, and then we can dump sewage somewhere over here, maybe just off there. All right, start adding a little bit of industry. You know, a couple of big factories, maybe something there. And now it's time to start things up and let it grow. Now we're going to need a little bit of homes coming in first. So I think I might build something out here. It might help if I actually have some form of water coming in. Like that. Maybe build a road off to it. Something like that, eh? Done. So now we should start getting water in the city. It's going on all the way up here. No, we haven't connected electricity. So we'll run electricity all the way across. Well, actually, I feel there would be a road out to it. Maybe a highway or such. So what I will do is I'll run a road out to it. Just like so. Now I know I'm doing a lot of big straight roads. So that will change over time. I'll just take a road from about here up. Maybe here. Just a dirt road. And then run electrical wire the rest of the way. Under the ground. Or not. Ah. That's better. Done. So now the city has finally got the electricity connected. I'm not a big fan of how straight these roads are. They're just not doing it for me right now. But this is all sort of very, very much temporary. And so now they're screaming for residential, which is that green bar there. Then you've also got the commercial and the industrial underneath. Now, they're just screaming for it. I'm reluctant to build the residential at this point because I want to build the residential out on the coast. But I'm feeling like I need to just put down a little bit of something just to get the city going. So we're just going to come across here. Something real simple and just go... There we go. So now we've hit our first milestone, tiny village. This is what we've been waiting for. Straight away, what we're going to do is we're going to slow everything down. Not pause it. I don't like pausing it, but we'll slow everything down. We're going to remove all this residential and commercial we just built. Okay, so first of all, we've got one available development point, and we're going to spend that on the advanced road services. So done. Next, we're going to choose the 3 blocks. Now, looking at it, I think I'm going to want that one, and maybe probably going to have to take that one. Just having a look where we'll be coming in. Okay. Yeah, no, it's going to have to be there. Now I'm going to slowly take this whole coast. At the moment, done. Okay. So now I've been looking at the topography. I'm going to want to bring... Well, our residential and our commercial is going to start here. I'm going to want to have a highway that runs straight up here. So it's different distances from the shoreline. And then it will start curving around as it goes around. But I don't want to clear too much of this mountain range. Or I wouldn't call it mountain, these hills. Because I do like that. But I feel like... to build residential here, and especially to build some form of a highway or a fast moving road, you're going to want it to be a bit more flat. So I do feel like they would start carving into this. So I'm going to just give myself maybe a 80 size brush with about 30 brush strength. I'm going to find a reasonable height, and I think that there is about reasonable. And we're just going to start cutting in. Alright, just sort of think about where I'm going to be putting the highway. So we're going to carve in, and I can then later on use the soften terrain tool to really clean it all up, but I might actually give myself a little bit more brush strength. There we go, so I've given myself 40. Just think about it. Don't want to get too close to the edge here because I want to keep that nice clean bay. That's shoreline, sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to want to probably bring that in here, carve that out a bit like that. just like so. Now I know that looks pretty ugly at the moment. I'm going to bring the brush size down to about 30, 35 on the brush strength. With the soften tool, we're just going to hit that edge. You know, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a 50, yeah, 50 because it is quite high. And just go across, give it a good clean up. See, especially over here. Just give all this a big clean. You know, make it look a bit more natural, or make it look like we've come along and used excavators and whatnot and moved and pushed soil around and taken it away and all the things that we do. You know, now when I see, now it looks a bit more realistic, except for this coastline. I'm not a fan of the coast at the moment, so just give that a bit of a push back, you know, soften it up a bit, just like so. Yes, I'm really liking the coastline now. Now to me that does look like something. Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that effect with the sand on the mountain, you know, because it's like that sand underneath and the grassiness and the vegetation is growing over the top. Now, we're going to do a nice straight road. So I'm thinking maybe something like from that corner straight across to over here. Now the reason for that is I like the idea of having the different distances, and then we can start wrapping it around here. Yeah, because we'll end up probably coming across here, maybe a hop, skip and a jump over here, or we might end up pulling this in and becoming part of the island. I don't know, we'll have a bit of a play, we'll see. Depends how realistic we want to be. And now we're going to want to bring this up. So what we're going to do, I'm going to want this to be quite straight. So work out my 90 degrees. I'm thinking maybe about there. Bring it to about there maybe. And what I'll do is I will put my simple curve on. See if I can get that up to here. What I might do is find my 180 like that and just curve it in. Just to give myself a little bit of a softer curve. Just not so violent. Now, over time I'm going to clean all this up because we will be pushing back and going inland a bit more. So this will be more of the city. This out here will be our beachfront. Now, let's change the name of this street. Beach Road. And does that also change to Beach Road? Yep. Beach Road. Perfect. Now, let's start looking into it. So now, straight off, in this area, I mean, I feel like this is where we'd have our hospital and where the train station's probably going to be. This would be the main centre of this small little town. So, straight away, I'm going to add a medical clinic. All right. I just feel this is where it would be. So we've got a medical clinic here. And then I'm just going to chop in. I'm thinking I might paint in a bit of commercial here. Not too big, but bigger. So I'm thinking from the center there, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 3 by 3 and 3 by 3, or 4 by 3 in that case. So I think that's going to be a bit high for what we're looking for, so carve that down. I wanted 3 by 3, so we'll hit that again. There we go, that's better. And we'll hit 3 by 3 there. Perfect. Now, what we'll do is we'll just put in some roads. Come straight up here like so. And another one here. And I feel like this little bit of area here would have some units you know, townhouses as we call them here in the game. They're called row houses. It's all that same sort of thing. So I'm thinking what I might do is I'll put a set of them in here. So I'll just put a row here like so, and a row in like so. Hopefully they'll all build up here. And then I can start now thinking about building out the housing. So we'll do some small houses out here. So I'd go maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a little bit more commercial like that. Then I'll do the same out this way, some more commercial, and then we'd add another road like so. You see, starting to get that thing, and we'll do a bit on the other side here. It does help if I give myself enough room to put a road in. That really does help, doesn't it? Silly me. So for some odd reason, they're spawning in not the way I want them to. So I'm just slowly spawning them in one at a time. That's better because I want these smaller houses. Okay, so it's all slowly starting to come together. I'll speed it up a little bit. Let things start establishing. While that's taking place, might come back into the main town and start thinking about adding in landfill. I'm thinking over here. Just for the minute anyway. I don't know exactly how this is all going to go together yet. Sort of making it up as I go along. Now I don't like to just keep spanning buildings because I feel like everything needs to have a purpose. We don't just build out and start laying out heaps of land for no reason. There has to be a purpose for it. And so that's how I'm going to go about it. Don't like that. Okay, now I'm not liking this, what we've got here. So I'm just going to delete that. Don't feel like that's good. Done. Now it's saying here, the building occupants have trouble paying the rent. A higher zone density or different zoning might be needed. So it looks like the land value is a bit too expensive there. That's all right. They can struggle to pay the rent. We need more demand on housing. So let's start putting that in. For this little area, I'm using the inspiration of an area near my house. And so there's a highway that runs along the beach. And there's a lot of commercial on that front. And then behind all that commercial on the beach side is a lot of residential. And it's quite packed in. It is a very old sort of area, but it's a nice, beautiful area that they're slowly modernizing and adding new things to. And I feel this is how this is going to start off as. So this is going to start as a very compact, low sort of residential area, to which over time will become wealthier. There'll be better things I'll be putting in, train lines, maybe walking tracks or bike trails, maybe if we get them in later DLC. And so then I'll be able to really start fleshing out this coastline, because I feel like this will be the main sort of area everyone's going to want to move to. Now, I don't want to just keep adding large amounts of residential and making this look very blocky. I want to sort of make it look nice in certain areas and be very deliberate in the way I sort of build. At the moment, this is still very blockish, but over time, I'll be able to change it up. So I'm thinking over here in this little quadrant, I might add some bigger houses. So we'll do some some houses like this. You know, just to add something a little different. Might do back to back and add a street. Like so. I don't like that it's going to spawn that in like that. So I should probably go like that. Just delete that. So then it will deliberately build that. There we go. So now we're going to have some bigger houses in here. Maybe a bit more money. It'll be further away than from all the noise of this main strip here, because I feel this strip here is going to have a lot of our services. Speaking of which, I might add some more commercial just here. I might do some bigger commercial. So I'll do a big strip of commercial here, just like so. Bang. That way we've got some proper commercial, but I've got to be careful that it doesn't grow too high. So maybe take that down a peg. So don't want any skyscrapers in the area. Maybe that will be better. We'll see how that spawns out. Might add some more commercial actually. Might add the commercial at the front here. And add some commercial here. And we'll add some commercial here. And then we can delete. So I'm already sort of changing things up. And what I might do is I feel like over here we could maybe run a bit of a narrow alleyway sort of thing across here. Something small, just like so. And then maybe add a little bit more commercial, just some small commercial here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just on the beachfront. So I feel like maybe a fish and chip shop or a milk bar or something would pop up here. Maybe a couple of little restaurants, something like that. I feel that's the way it would be. You know, you can come out here, go for a bit of a swim, come up. Okay, so this area here to me feels now like we've got our supermarkets coming in, you know, especially here. It's all a bit repetitive though. Don't like how repetitive it is. So I might start mixing it up a little bit and using a bit more European, but here we go. Some row houses in. I might add some more row housing in here. So what I'll do is we might do some European style. I'll go 1, 2, and then we'll add some European style commercial. And then I'll just plop in a little alleyway. Just like that. Feel like it'd only be a very small street. Might jam some more, maybe some smaller houses on this side with a one like that. Maybe a bit of commercial. Saying no pedestrian access. Change that up. It's better. There we go. So it's slowly coming together. Starting to look very busy on this main strip. Starting to get more houses coming in, as you can see, which is nice. Might add some more. I quite like these little alleyways as sort of very tight, small residential streets. You know, I can just put another one like that in. Then I might go 1, 2, grab an alleyway. Just run it right down here. Maybe I'll run it across to here. There we go. Well, maybe that might actually work better as a commercial now I think about it. Like that. And I don't like the fact there's a gas station there. Don't feel like that would be a gas station, to be honest. You know, I feel there'd be commercial in between the train line. So, put that in. And there we go. We're now at the next milestone, small village. Which now we get our loan limit's gone up. We can now change taxation. We also now have American and European medium density housing. We've got education, so now we've got elementary school and high school. So let's put in the schools. So I'm going to straight away put in an elementary school and we're going to put it in over on this side. I'm thinking straight over the top of all that commercial, gone. Alright, and on the other side down here, thinking we might put in the high school. Might move it slightly away from the hospital, maybe somewhere around there. There we go. Next, I'm going to buy some more panels. And we're just going to buy them straight down the front, like so. And I feel like I'm trying to buy too many. That's because I am trying to buy too many. Done. It's an odd angle, so we're going to be wasting so much. Done. Right. Ooh, might be able to start curving that. Let's see. So we'll start trying to fit the rest of this highway in, shall we? Perfect. You wouldn't know I've been here. Now, let's build the road. So, we're going to want it to end somewhere down here. I'm thinking maybe here. So what I'll do is I'll just build a snippet of it. Or maybe here. Get it a bit closer. So we'll put it here and then we'll do simple curve, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to run it up.
Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste.
Done. So just create a slight curvature in it. Bring it in closer to the foreshore, but that's all right. And now I can have a bit of a fiddle with this side. That'd be right. I'm trying to do some work and it goes dark. Well, there you go. Darkness hides my imperfections. There we have it. Okay, and I'm thinking we're going to start doing quite a big curve here. So what I'll do is I'll use the curving tool. And I'm going to come out to about here. I'll do that. And all I'll do is I'll bring it around. There we go. Have a bit of a slight curve happening. Fantastic. See? Slight curve, getting ready to start heading straight down the coast down there. Is our city beautiful? No. But is it impressive? No, it's definitely not. But what it is a start. So on that note, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and hope.